Okay, it's recording. Geen vragen fiot, ne pshine pepneume thwap, nutien watamin. Thank you guys for joining. This is our third lesson. We are just like reminder, just like every week. We are gonna go through the homework, which is what we covered last week. We're gonna go through the list of homework that we selected just because this chapter has just so many questions. It's insane. So we're gonna go over the select portion. We're gonna go in order. I'm just gonna split it among us. Everyone will do 4 of us, and then we'll briefly go over the lesson, and then the next week we'll go over the homework for the lesson. So we spend the bulk of our time in the homework, just like Christian Casey did. And that's where, so if you have any question, anything's unclear, the homework is the best place to ask because it's where we go as deep as possible. So let's do a very, very quick recap on what we did in the previous week, just to remind ourselves what we're doing. And in case you forgot the rules, we're going to have them next to us right here. So what we did last week, the first thing we did was the indefinite articles. So the indefinite do not care about masculine or feminine, like the definite articles do. They have 2 things. They're u and han. That's it. U for singular and han for plural. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. U comes from y, that means one, just like you say in French, like un garçon, just one. And then han, still used in Sahidic as hoine, just means some. A good way to translate in English, you can say like something rather than dropping the article, just for clarity, just for the sake of translation and clarity. But overall, I usually drop it when I do it in English. That's the first thing we did last week. The other thing that we did that of importance is how to write a nominal sentence or an adverbial sentence for definite articles. Remember that in Afro-Asiatic languages do not have verb to be, so there's no I am here. There's just I here. Similar in Arabic, you don't say ana akun henek, just ana henek, I here. So if you want to say the man is here, you say prome hempema, he's here. Or in Bohairic, it would be actually chenpaima. However, if it's an indefinite word with an indefinite article, you don't just say, you can't use it as a subject. You have to use one or M1. Let's do it Bohairic way. M1. And then plus your indefinite article. So let's say u, and let's say Rome. So Romi. Let's do it Bohairic, sorry. Romi, on Romi, let's say Genpei. Genpei. Let's do this for now. And then actually, if you are negative, you would say un. That's optional. It comes with 1. So basically, it literally means there is a man in the house. Also in Arabic, you would actually say the same manner. You won't say ragel here, you say fi ragel hena, or fi ragel fil bayt. So I used to compare with Egyptian because the spoken Egyptian has maintained a lot of the Coptic grammatical structure, even more than the actual Arabic. Especially Egyptian Arabic has maintained a lot. And you also don't say a man is in the house. Well, you can, but in the Coptic you have to say there's a man in the house. Or M1 literally means no. It means there's no man in the house. Or literally means no man. And I'm sorry, there's no u if you have, so let's actually write it down twice. There's no man and then in the house. So that's a recap of last week. And you add on if you are doing a negation. Okay. With this reminder, let's start here. Actually, let's do U and Han. So you can have it in front of you in case you forget. So let's go in order alphabetically, which is what I have here. Every person just do 4. So let's start with Ben. Can you give us the first 4? Just say out loud in Coptic, then translate to English.
Sure, I can try. Etve, epuro.
Sorry, say that again.
Etve, epuro.
Sorry, my bad. Let's do this part.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My bad. We'll focus on the indefinite articles.
ⲑ
Mm-hmm.
han urou
Mm-hmm.
and
ⲑ is the Bohairic for ⲑ also, and you have it in Sahidic. So one thing about Sahidic and Coptic and Bohairic, the interchange between the tau and the theta all the time. Anything theta, assume it's tau in Bohairic.
Okay.
In Sahidic.
I'm blanking, unfortunately. Preposition, I think.
ⲑ means for or
Okay.
because of. So you can say, so ⲑ will say for. Okay, what's han?
For a, it's an indefinite article, or some, it's plural.
Yes. So it's some. Let's do some.
Urou.
Do you know?
I'm not sure. Sorry.
The singular is uro.
Urou. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Uro, which means kings.
Oh, okay. It's like raw. Okay.
Yeah. So in Sahidic you have erro and erro. So that would be kings.
I see. So
in Sahidic you have erro.
So why is han and then u? Those are both prefixes.
So the u is actually in Copt in Bohairic. Actually, the u is part of the word. So you have uro and then erro. That's in Sahidic. That's actually the word, not an article.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
No worries. Try the next one.
Okay. Han romi. Han hiomi. See. So a man.
Not a man.
Oh, some men.
Some. Okay. Some
men. It's plural, and then
and what's nem?
Some. Oh, nem is written in there. Some and some women.
And some women. Good job. You can also see in Sahidic you have rome and hiome. Again, this jinkim is garbage.
Okay.
I don't even know why would it be there. All right, let's do two more.
Okay, great. Han to or han to'u. Nem han moit. So that's some mountains.
Yes.
And some roads.
Yes.
Okay.
And I hope you already found the equivalent in Sahidic. To would be just with a single omicron, and then moit is actually hiye in Sahidic.
Right.
Some roads. So as you can see, mostly you're fine either way. Like slight change, and then you become like a word like moit, and then you actually change the vocab completely between both dialects.
Right. That looks very different.
It's a cookies and biscuit, elevator and lift.
Thank you guys for being patient with me. I'm just starting this pretty recently, so
that's
appreciate
fine.
it.
All right, next one.
Last one for now. Okay, so pi soma, nem pi esnof.
Okay. Yes.
So the body. And it's a Greek loan word, right? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The body and the I'm guessing the soul, but I'm not sure.
The blood.
Blood. Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, soma is one of the words for flesh. We actually have a few in Coptic. You have soma, sarx, and af. Soma is used for the body. Sarx, also Greek loanword, means flesh. So af sarx is he took flesh, was incarnate. And then finally you have af, that was the word for body, but eventually meant to mean meat, which is an actually Coptic word. So
two are Greek and one is native Egyptian origin.
Yes.
Off
you would use it just for flesh. Sorry, like actually meat, like you're eating the meat. You would use off.
And Greek words are used more in liturgical purposes, right?
And
or not necessarily.
Like in general, like your body, it would be your soma. So your body would be a Greek loan word. You wouldn't use off for it. And then sarx specifically for flesh. So the word for incarnation, if you say he incarnated, you say afchi sarx. He took flesh. All right. Thank you so much. We
Quick
have
question.
yes.
Is the Jinkum over the Sigma and Snuff a runaway?
Yeah. Yes. I can't pull a manuscript to prove it for you, but whenever I see over 2 syllables and it's on the previous one, I know for a fact with a 99.99% confidence it's Josh. It's just some Arab couldn't pronounce it. Okay. Welcome for the people that just joined. We're going over the lesson from homework from lesson from last week, which is basically the indefinite articles, and we're giving people are doing it 4 questions at a time. All right, next on my alphabetical list, David. Give me the next 4.
Kleros Nempilaos,
Mm-hmm.
the cleric or priest and the people.
Okay. I think in what I have seen, sorry, it's almost always used for clergy.
Clergy. I looked up Kleros, and you can only find it in Greek.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's used a lot in Coptic. We say the kleros. You just mean actually still used maybe till now in Arabic.
In terms of looking at stuff online, Kleros, nothing pops up.
At
least that I was able to find.
I just know it.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry. All right, next one.
Bimo nem pisnov, the water and the blood.
The water and the blood. For the people that just joined, one thing important we mentioned, please ask any question at any time during the homework, because that's where we spend the bulk of our time actually going in depth through what we just covered in the week before. We go over the lessons briefly and spend more time on the homework. All right, next one.
Udro nem udro. A king and queen.
Yes.
Or a king and a queen.
Yes. So it's one of the irregular singular, feminine masculine that we have, but it's common when you see an O, it becomes an O, a long O.
The lengthening of the final vowel.
Yes. You will see that quite often. Next one. Yes.
Under the rock.
Not the rock.
Or a rock.
Yes, under a rock. Again, for Ben, kha, if you remember from Sahidic, is ha. It's ha in Sahidic. The kha sound becomes a huli. All right. Pretty good. Let's go to the next one. Joseph, can you give us the next 4?
Jen Pito. Like upon the mountain.
Yes, thank you. Upon is the perfect translation. Remember, Jen is a very ancient word for head, and he is on the head, so it's basically just upon. It becomes, no one thinks of the head anymore. It's a preposition that means upon that mountain. All right, next one.
Wait, how do you pronounce to'u properly?
To'u is fine. I say to'u. To'u is what you probably hear in the hymns. Pito is what I'll go for.
Nem uteft. To be honest, I don't know the word teft.
That's fine. It means fish. So keep going with fish.
Okay. So and a fish.
And a fish. Good job. All right, next one.
Okay. Hen honteft. In fish or in some fish.
Yes, in some fish. Good job. All right, that's pretty good. Who's next on the list? Marina, would you like to try the next 4?
I'm gonna take a step back since this is like my first time, and yeah.
You can try. So it's if you don't mind, it can be a chance that we do a review together. So you can try reading. I'll give you the hints. Well, give you the hints, and then we can do it together. How about that?
C? Is that like? Oh no.
Oh, that would be so. Yeah, that would be a huri. So that would be a ha sound.
Ek. I'm just trying to say the Oat. I don't know.
So try this. Let's do this.
Okay. Oh, you said ha.
It's a ha. So he.
Oh,
Like
he.
Yeah. So let's do he means on.
On.
Yes. Okay. Try the next one. Let's try this
Oat.
this one.
Oat.
It'll be oo.
Ooh.
Yeah, it will look like this in some writing. So there'll be oo. It means so an indefinite article. So remember we have oo and han. Those are, this means and this means like some. Those are indefinite articles. This one is for singular. This one is for plural. All right, try the next one. It should be a very popular word. It means church.
Ecclesia.
Yeah, good enough. It's ecclesia. It means church.
Okay.
All right, so how would you put it all together?
Oh. He. Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. Great.
Ecclesia.
What would it mean? Translation?
You said that was
He's on.
Oh, he's on what? He's on the church, or he's on church?
A church.
On a church.
All right. Do you want to try another one? You can stop when you want.
Well, you said the second word on the, what was it? Han?
Han. So
Han?
it's alpha, so it's Han.
Han.
Mhm.
Han he?
E. There'll be E.
Han, E.
And what's the first one?
I don't know.
It'll be Ha.
Ha.
Ha. So
Ha.
those are the opposites of each other. He and Ha are opposites. So Ha means under.
Under.
So under. And what's Han? Han is some. So it's like.
Under some.
And E is houses.
Houses. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to try again? One more?
Nem. That
Sure.
I think you know. Nem.
Yeah. Nem. Good. Next one.
And then I think. Ooh.
Good job.
And
Last
then
one.
ha. No, that's a ha.
That's a
Ha dilio.
so that's a lola. That's an L sound, not a D sound. So it's a hello.
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 Hello. Yes. In Sahili it could be hello. So what's nem? Nem is and. And then
And on.
Yes. Hello be like an elder.
Oh.
Elder or an old person. Or an old monk. Could be anything. And if you're Egyptian and you know any Muslim friends will celebrate Ramadan and you say hello, that's actually where the word comes from, because in Sahili it could be hello. Just calling upon their elders. All right. Do you want to give one more shot? You can stop when you want. No pressure.
It's like an E. Yeah. No, this is like my first time. So, yeah.
That's fine.
The B is like a V.
Yes.
Yeah. Evo. No, that's a theta. That's a theta.
Yes. Good job.
I don't know how to put it all together though.
So that would be ⲑ
V.
Yes. And that means for or because of or min ajl. All right. What's the next one?
Oi.
Just an oo. What does it mean?
On.
It's an a. Then the article.
Yeah. For
on. Okay, and last one.
For
It's a jah. And then it's two O's together. So it's Jom, and it means a book. for a book or because of a book.
Very good.
All right, awesome, good work.
Well, thank you.
Wait, where did we go? All right, next on my list. What's on my list? That'll be me, Peter.
Right, so okay, so ⲫ
Mm-hmm.
P Owini.
It'll be it's Woini, or
Oh,
if you want to do Greco, it'll be Uoini. So I'll go
okay.
for
So what's the right
you can go for
pronunciation?
Woini. I'll go for Woini. Woini.
Owini.
Woini.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the translation?
So for the light.
Yes. Good job. All right, next one.
Nem
Mm-hmm.
U
Mm-hmm.
monachos.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it will be it's like a monk.
Yes, and a monk. Remember that nem also means with, and it will make a lot of sense
With.
when you get the grammar. This means and
Correct.
it means with. You're basically adding two things together. So I guess it's still the same. All right, I think we are good here on this page. Let's next to the next page. All right, give me two more. Start from question 2. From this one.
Question 2.
From this one.
Okay. I have a question though about the first one. Is the monachos the same as the hello, or that's different? Or
So that's a Greek sound. In Coptic, it's called K. In Sahidic, in academic, it's pronounced as a KH. So ka. So we say monachos. In the church, in this case, it will pronounce as a kha sound. So it'll be the same as the hello, but the hello is a very Coptic. The chai is a very Coptic sound that comes from the Demotic. The one in monachos is a Greek sound, and in the church now is pronounced as a kha sound. The same way you would say charis for the word for grace. We just say charis. The academic pronunciation will put as a KH. We say like monachos, or an aspirated K, which I will not try to do it because I will not do it right.
okay, thank you.
All right. I think did we also do the NT last week? All right. Quick reminder on the next rule that we covered last week is the genitive. I'm not sure if we did it first or second week, but let's do a quick review. If you have a word, so let's say the arm of the boy. For some reason, you want to say that. This would become an N or an M if it comes after a labial sound, so a sound that looks like an M or a B, which is like a P, PH, all that, or nt. And an M's mean a very strong correlation between both items. Nt, it means which happens to belong to. So we say the book which happens to belong to the monk, but you would say the word of the father. That's a very intrinsic value of the word being that of the father. Ente is a little bit of a weaker connection with just, the book that happens to belong to me or to the monk. Okay. That's a nuance that are best understanding, but you can always find an exception to the rule somewhere. Whenever we try and understand a nuance in Bohairic, we find problems everywhere else. But yeah, that's a general consensus. But for the most part, for all practical purposes, for now, you can use them interchangeably. And for all you're doing now, you're just translating, so you're fine. All right, go ahead. Give me two more.
Okay. So Pieklom, MP, Patriarchies.
Perfect.
Patriarchy.
Yes.
So the is it crown or
yes.
head crown? Okay. Piclom of the crown of the patriarch.
Perfect. And good job on pronouncing the K in all the manners that the church does it.
Yes.
All 3 different ways. You got them all. All right, next one.
ⲫⲏ or ⲫⲏ, I'm not
Mhm.
sure.
That's fine.
ⲫⲏ.
Nuti.
Mhm. So the son of the father,
No.
the son of God, the son of.
Give
Is
me
it-
a more literal translation. What's F?
So this is the definite masculine article,
Yes.
singular.
Yes.
So the
And then the last part.
that's God, right?
It's just God.
Okay.
That's I'm gonna write it with a lowercase g, so it's clear. But together they mean God. For Ben, if you remember, for into Egyptian, this is the word that used to look like this in hieroglyphs. Neter. Just the R got dropped everywhere in Coptic at some point. At the end, the R at the end gets dropped in so many places. All right, who's next on my list? All right, good job. Justine is next. Do you want to try the next 4?
I'm like Marina, so I'm new to this.
Try 1, and then let's see what happens. How about that?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it the P logos? Ente Ethiot?
Perfect. Just not logos, it's logos. So it's 2 short O's. So logos.
Okay.
Do you want to try translating? So remember, is P or ep or F means the masculine. T or et or eth is the for feminine, and then ni is the for plural. Okay.
I think it's the word. Ente, I think, is of.
Yes.
Of God.
No. What's F?
Ethiot.
What's F? F on its own.
I don't know.
It's this one. It means the for masculine.
The for masculine. Okay.
So the, and then yod is father.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And just a quick reminder on when we say F, it's actually a PH. I cannot pronounce as an aspirated P, but I know David can. So if you want to give it a shot, how would you say an aspirated P? But remember, just
A what P?
An aspirated P. So this is a P, okay, and then this is a PH, not just an F. We say it's an F because I cannot pronounce a proper PH, but it's more like a P with like an aspiration, like a PH, like a pa. So that's why the P and the F give the same value. It's not random that it's a P and an F and then a T and an F. And remember that the theta is a TH, which is like a T and aspirated H. So it's like ta. But I'm not really good at saying it. So maybe David can try and read this whole phrase for us.
In one of the videos, at least for the theta, Christian Casey mentioned that this thing should be stop for the aspirated T versus stop, where the T isn't aspirated. That's the one of the examples that he gave. It's generally the aspiration is very difficult because it's something that's a little more natural.
I know I remember hearing him saying it, and I just heard it the same thing. I'm like, you're saying the same thing. I don't know what you're saying. They sound exactly the same. But for all practical purposes, if you're at church, stick with an F and a theta. But if you want to know more, it's an aspiration that I can't do it.
I've heard an alternate explanation of how to do it, although I, as a native English speaker, I can't really tell a difference. But when I've heard that there's a distinction of like in the English phrase "stop him," that you can think of. I've heard that as one way of explaining it, taking two words and putting them together in the combination of the P and stop and the initial H in him, like "puh." But if it were spoken to me, I couldn't tell the difference, honestly. So, and then the other one is hit him, like him versus t. But I guess it's just putting a little bit of breath after that sound. But I don't know.
I saw that Lemden does mention this, like when you want to mention the th, it's actually like hit him. But I think it's even a little bit more subtle in Bohairic because it's used as an article. It doesn't introduce a whole new consonant. In Sahidic, you can see very clearly, like we say, like ⲏ, you just put this. So it's very clearly they meant to say this. In Bohairic, you don't see a lot of this. Also, in Sahidic, you say like something like po. That literally means po, like the face. You don't see this as, I think it's even a little bit more subtle in Bohairic, which makes it even a little bit harder. I'm just guessing.
Interesting that it varies between dialects like that. That's cool.
Yeah. You wouldn't see this in I don't remember ever seeing this in Bohairic, where they put a T and a and they put it together and they use a theta. I don't remember ever seeing this. But they actually make a lot of use of the theta, unlike Bohairic, Sahidic, which doesn't use theta in any native word. All right, Justina, do you want to try one more?
Sure.
All right.
P is Stavros.
Mm-hmm.
Ente ti Ecclesia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a church.
Eh?
Was that the church?
Door?
No, the church.
Yes, Ecclesia church. Yes.
Church.
I'm remembering something. I'm not good with languages. It's like, just continue.
Yeah. Okay. What's P?
P is there.
Yes. Stavros.
Can't remember. What is it?
Cross.
The cross? Oh yes. Oh God, yes.
Yes. Ente.
Ente means off.
Yes.
I'm guessing T means the church.
Yes. And it's feminine.
Okay.
So masculine lives off the P, feminine lives off the T, and then plural lives off the N.
Okay.
Right. Give me the last one.
Oh God. P
Mm-hmm.
Agilos.
Angelos. Yes.
Angelos.
Mm-hmm.
Ente ifnoti.
Perfect. Translation.
Angels.
Of Angelos. I'm guessing God.
No.
The
Angelos would
God.
be
Angel.
the angel.
Yes. Okay.
So the angel.
Of
Uh-huh.
if not is the father.
No. That's F. What's F?
F is there.
Yes. And then Nuti is God.
God. Okay.
And then together they mean an uppercase God. The God, if Nuti.
Okay.
Right. Did you do 4 already?
3, I think.
Okay. Let's do one more.
Ni Jom.
Jom. So short.
Jom.
Yes.
Jom. Ni
Yes.
Jom. Nini.
So let's do it one by one. First one.
Ne.
N. So if there's a jenkim, it's an N, not a ne. So the E comes before the vowel, or the consonant. So the N. Okay, what's the next one?
Ni.
Okay, perfect. And let's do this. Just do this part.
Fi.
V, and then this. Just so you know, this is a W.
Oh.
So
we.
together. So we. So you can say we. We explain this as like the Bohairic way. The more Coptic way would be fiwi, but owi works if you like it. and it means heavens. So let's do a translation. First one is, remember, T is da for masculine, T is da for feminine. What would be ni?
It.
No,
don't
it
know.
would be plural. So da for plural.
Me. Okay. It's plural. Okay.
Mhm.
Gom. I don't know what gom is.
If I tell you زوج تأتيكم,
لك القوة. قوة. Strength.
yes, power or strength, yes. Okay, what's N? It'll be here.
Off.
Yes. Of.
Off. Okay.
What's E again?
The power of Fioi.
What's Ni? Here.
Ni. Oh, ni is I don't know. That?
Yeah, same one.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah.
And Fiwi is heavens
Oh, it's okay.
or skies. It's the same. All right, good job. That's very good.
Thanks so much.
All right, let's get back to Ben. Do you want to give me 4 more?
Sure. Let's see. Nitagma
Mm-hmm.
M Uranion.
Perfect.
So the order or commandment of the heavens. No, of heaven. Of the heaven. It's
I
singular.
believe it's a loan word, and I think it means the heavenly.
Heavenly. Okay.
I think so.
Okay, great.
Uranos will be heaven, and Uranium will be like of the heaven or the heavenlies. At least that's how I see the translation.
Is it used like a substantive noun, like of the heavenly one, like a god, or is it just
the orders of the I'm not sure. It's Greek loan word. I'm not very well versed with Greek.
okay? No worries. I know that Uranos is a word for the sky in Greek, in ancient Greek, but Uranios is an adjective. So I see what you're saying there. I'm not sure how it goes into Coptic. That's neat.
Just the order I know in translation, they just say the orders of the heavenlies.
Okay.
Those who belong to heaven.
Okay.
We say Michael Arshi in Poranion. So Michael, the arch of the heavenly.
Okay. Like the heavenly host, or there might be some English.
Yeah. Those of the heaven. Be more accurate.
Okay.
All right.
Great. Thanks.
Give me one more.
Sure. And then etmao.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Choice or choice?
Yes.
Is it choice or choice? It's a diphthong like oi, right? Or
yeah, you say choice. Some people say kyois, like some people like anciently we believe it is like a kia, like a ky. But most people just go for the sound.
okay.
I'm not sure I can control it.
So is that let's see, the mother of, not remember what choice is.
Choice is Lord.
Oh, the Lord, right? Okay, like kurios, but okay.
Yes.
But in Coptic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this would be a Lord. This is the word chise, also like high, so chise is elevate someone. So someone who is high. Used to be used as a commander, and then eventually becomes to mean Lord.
Great. Okay.
All right. Give me one more.
Sure. Nimatetes pe choice. Or ep choice, maybe.
MF choice.
MF choice.
Yes.
Nimatetes MF choice. Okay. So the student, or the students, plural, of the Lord.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
M choice. Yes. All right. Give me the last one.
Oh.
PPM share. Forget about this one.
Oh, okay.
Give me one more.
Okay. Let's see. T Shuli M P S toin nofi?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm not sure about this vocab, unfortunately. Shori, is that?
So I don't think you'll find this in London. This just
Okay.
means the censor of
Okay.
the incense.
Okay, I definitely didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's in a special chapter where he talks about churchy things, which we also didn't cover. Also, my stylus stopped working properly. Okay, we're good. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
it's for completion. The how do I write censor? I think that's how I write censor of the incense. Stoinofi actually means the good smell. All right, let's come to this, which could be challenging for most people. Actually, nah, you'll be fine. All right, this is where I want you to make full comprehensible sentences. So giving everyone a chance to do it, we have 5 people and we have 9. Let's do 2 each. Actually, let's just maintain the order. Let's maintain the order. Just give me 4. So start with David because we still have more.
Buon uomini, anti ecclesia. There
Mhm.
is a light in the church.
Yes. There is. So this is there is a light in the church. All right, give me one more.
Imon tept anti embro.
Mhm.
I want to say there aren't any
Actually-
fish in the harbor.
This one is really good way to actually translate it literally. So what's M1?
No fish or
Yeah.
no
Yes, I like this translation better. Just no fish.
no fish. Okay,
All right, and then
no fish in the harbor.
that's not a fully grammatical sentence.
There is no fish in the harbor.
Yes, or no fish is in the harbor. That's what I'll go for. Just because if you say "Uteft gentiem ro," you say a fish. Well, if you say like, sorry, no, we can't say. If you want to say like "Piteft gentiem ro," is like the fish is in the harbor. So if we maintain the same structure of is in, how the sentence becomes better, a little bit better. And then the harbor. All right. Give me one more.
Emon moochen piaro.
Mhm.
No water is in the river.
Yes, in the river. All right. Give me another last one.
One uchelo genti ecclesia.
Mhm.
There is a elder in the church, male elder.
Yes. All right. Who's next? Joseph. Want to give me 4 more?
Buon hon oni gentium embro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's oni.
So one means there is.
No. Oni, yeah.
Oni means rock.
Okay, so there are rocks in the harbor.
Good job on using R. There are. If you want to say some, so anything between brackets is basically should not be there, except somehow there are no rocks or stones. It's the same thing. Rocks in the harbor. And if you speak Arabic, an easy way to remember it's like one just means fi. So fi rocks in the harbor. So it follows the same way. Actually, say in Egyptian Arabic, you don't just start with an indefinite article. You have to say fi, which means there is. Right? Give me the next one.
Emon I hygienipto.
Uh-huh.
So
What's M1?
no, or like
No.
so no house is upon the mountain.
Yes. Yes, perfect. And remember, when you have M1, you don't have an article. It's upon. Which is why I like translating it for English like with no. So just say no house. No, say no a house or no some houses. All right, next one.
Ni ejio
Mm-hmm.
hi fioro on.
Uh-huh.
What's ejio?
Ejo is the plural of joy, which means boat.
Okay.
So read it all and then give me a full grammatically sound sentence.
The boats. Wait, he is on, right?
He is on, yes.
So the boats are not on the on the water.
Yaro is river.
Oh, okay. So the boats are not on the river.
Perfect. I like the full grammatical sentence. So the boats are. Sorry, it's lagging. So are, and then we bring the not. So not on the river. All right, next one.
Emon joy hi fioro.
Uh-huh.
So, I forgot joy again.
Joy is boat.
Okay, yeah. So no boat, or yeah, no boat is on the river.
Perfect. It's on. So that's the difference between both of them. One is definite, one is indefinite, and that's how we put them both in negation. One is just a full sentence. You put an on. Joy, because you can't just start with joy. You say one joy, and then you just say in one joy. So I think I was wrong at the beginning. I said you add on at the end. So you add on only when you have definite articles. All right. I think you did 4, right? Yeah. 8. That's 7. That's 8. That's 8. All right. One more for who's next? Peter.
Okay. So ni jom hijen pi man nanglia on.
So read this. So just read this part.
Ma
And then there's this part.
en
And then can you read
Angelia.
Angelia? So Manangelia, if you speak Arabic, it's Mangalia,
Yes.
which means the place of the gospel, which is where you put the gospel.
That's right. So it will be no books
No.
upon.
Nope. Books is definite. So it's not books, it's the books.
Oh, okay. So the books are not
Perfect.
upon the Mangalia.
Yes.
That translates to.
So we say are, and then you bring the on, so we are not upon the it's called. All right, awesome. We're actually very good on time. Amazing. I thought it would take longer. Okay, so we are done with the homework. We're gonna look at next chapter. We're gonna do all of chapter 5. It introduces one very important concept. If you speak Arabic, if you speak Egyptian, it will be very intuitive, just how things run. If you don't speak Egyptian and Arabic, you'll have to introduce one more thing to understand. Very similar to how we did the nominal sentence, which is the relative clause. In Coptic, there's no which, who, that, when. It's just et. Where do we go? Yes, there's not just called. Well, let me use my cursor. There's something called et. Let's make it thicker. Sorry. Et it just connects one thing to another. So that, or the man which is, or who is, or the place where is, or the time when is. Doesn't matter. It's always an et. Also, doesn't matter if the man that was or will be. It's always an et. Again, there's no verb to be, so you just connect et. One thing to remember is in English you can say the Father in heaven. It will make sense. So when I say the Father in heaven, you're waiting for the rest of a sentence because it just doesn't stop here. If you want to say the Father is in heaven, you say the Father is in heaven. In Coptic, if you say the Father in heaven, it actually has a meaning. Like it just stops at the Father in heaven. That's it. So you don't, so because it literally means the Father is in heaven. But if you say the Father who is in heaven, you have to say et. So I bring this our first example, where if you say our Father who art in heaven, you can say in Coptic, if you say our Father, in English you can say our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That's grammatically sound. In Coptic, we say our Father in heaven. That's a complete sentence that literally means the Father is in heaven, right? Because we took the man is in the house. It just fromi khin bay. So in Coptic, you would have to introduce to say who or what or that. You have to introduce et. So if you want to say the Father who is in heaven, you say fiot et khenifewi. So if you speak Arabic, it's the equivalent of illi. That's it. It's illi. The Father illi fi sama. It's as simple as that in Egyptian Arabic. Any question about this? With this part? Our Father in heaven is fine in English. You can't say it in English. You can't say it in Coptic, fiot khenifi, because it literally means the Father is in heaven. So you put et, which means who is in heaven. You're in Coptic. You're very explicit about the use of your relative pronouns. Actually, is it called a pronoun? Your relative et. Very clear about using et, and it literally means everything, anything. Okay, good. With negation, et doesn't introduce anything weird. You just say you have your full sentence, and then you just put on at the end. So if you want to say the man who is in the house, if you want to say the man who is not on the house, I remember if you remove the et, kind of, you have the man is in the house. So if you just, and then if you want to say is not in the house, you add on. So if you just want to say the man who is in the house, you just put the et, and your sentence remains the same. So fromi et khenep on. So the man who is in the house not. Like we saw, that's how Coptic does it, just put not at the end. In Arabic would be the man illi mish fil bit. All right, so it's all about et. Any questions about et? Amazing. So indefinite, indefinite nouns do not take an et, because if it's indefinite, you don't know anything about it. You don't say an et. So you don't say a man who is in the house. I'm not sure if you can do it in English. I mean, grammatically it works, but in Coptic you don't do it. Even Arabic, you can't say I saw a man that something something. You can't. So indefinite just does not take et. It will take something called the circumstantial, which we're going to study much later. So remember, it only works with definite articles. The man who is here. You don't say a man who is here, because if you know that the man is here, then it's the man, not a man. You would use something else. Also works in Arabic pretty well. You don't say a man who is here. Just remember, it doesn't work with indefinite. All right, the next part is very interesting. And you can actually construction of nouns. So it's called the substantivization. I don't know what it means. It just means, so what it does is you can use the et to make words, to make nouns. So if you want to say he who sits, you would use, remember the P and P and F, and remember the C and F, you would use one of, you would use a demonstrative article that is fi and thi and ni. That means that, and then you put at it. So that which is, or which again, and then you can say, and then you put the verb. So you can say something like hemsi. So it's very common in hymn, fiat hemsi, he who sits upon the cherubim, and it gets to be used as a noun. And actually, the word for saints is actually those who are holy. I just become niyathwab. So this is very common. You're going to see it everywhere where you see fiat, fiat, and niyat. It's basically this plus an et, and then the verb. So he who sits, or he who drinks. So you just say fiat, so the drinker. Not the drinker, he who drinks, and use it as a noun. So he who drinks is here, or he who sits is standing up, or he who sits comes. One of the hymns that we have is Fit Hemsi Jeni Cherubim, he who sits, or that, more literally, that who sits upon the cherubim has now appeared in Jerusalem. It's one of the hymns for Palm Sunday. For feminine, exactly the same thing. So we can say, we give glory to Saint Mary, and then you say, comma, theatas misinan, that who bore to us Christ and Logos. So theat here also means that who bore for us, or she who bore for us. Again, it's just a word. It gets used as a complete structure. And then the plural, hopefully you have a, yeah. And then a plural also, it's just niet. So you say, when you say glory to God in the highest, it's actually wo mifnuti, chenni, niet chosi. So chosi means is something that is high. So niet chosi, those that are high. And we just translate it as the high ones. We don't literally translate in English, so fiat hemsi will become he who sits. But for theat, we just say that who bore, and then niet chosi just means the high ones, or glory to God in the highest. So those who are not those like in people, necessarily people, but these or anything you want that are high. So the things that are high. The same way with uranion for those of the heavenly, of the heaven. So the heavenlies or the highest. That's it. The last part is another use of it, is etemau. That's actually the preferred way in Coptic, especially in Sahidic, to say that to actually refer to something that is far. So rather than saying fi romi, just say if romi etemau. Et means that or which. And remember, it's always an is. Emau means there. That's it. If you say ti emau, means I am there. So emau means there. That's the Coptic way. It's an idiom that just means etemau. It just always come together. That means that which is there. It just means those. That's it. That's such a common way. It just means that is there. I think about it. Yeah, I think in the litany of the departed, they say those whom you repose in the place which is there. And in that place, we say in that place, and it says pima etemau. That's it. Oh, that's for all of it. The next thing we have is the Greek nouns. The Greek nouns, I know in Greek, again, not really very well versed in Greek, but Greek has 3 things apparently: masculine, feminine, and neuter, which just not masculine, feminine. This becomes a masculine in Coptic. And if you wonder how much Coptic Greek we have quite a lot. I think 20% or 25% of the Sahidic New Testament is in Greek, as Greek words, Greek loan words. And I just here highlighted the words that I think are not coming from real English, not from Germanic, just to see that loan words are very common, and sometimes you can even distinguish them. Similarly in Coptic, Coptic tends to use the singular form of Greek, use it as is. Very rarely it would actually use the Greek plural to actually refer to plural. It would just put ni, and then like you say, ni angelos. I'm not sure if angelos has a Greek plural, but you just use it as is. You put ni before it. It even sometimes involved the Coptic, very rarely, but it happens sometime when you actually Copticize it and put a Coptic ending to the plural. So a word like epistoli, is Greek for epistle. For Coptic, if you have an e end with like ewe, sometimes actually you say ni epistoliwe. Greek, common, but it happens. Same way you just get get a Greek word and just add an s to it in English, and you actually kind of anglicize its plural. You don't have to worry about it. Most of the time, it's just plural. It just comes in singular form. I'm not sure you have to worry about this so much. That's it. And then you have the vocab and the homework. Just do the whole thing. It's not actually long. And it's exactly the same as Lambden, so it's good practice. All right. Any questions? And then next week, we're going to focus more on this. And for Justina, just in case you want to follow up with us, we have everything recorded on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, all the previous lessons, including this.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Any questions?
I just had a quick question about the Greek loan words in Coptic.
Mhm.
So the Greek ending won't change depending on the use of the sentence. Just the os or whatever ending it, the nominative singular in the Greek came in.
Yes, just you would have the masculine and the feminine. You would have a difference in them.
And it's mostly the prefix for the definite article that tells you the gender of the Coptic
Yes.
noun. Okay.
So we actually say, again, I'm not sure in it, but we say ⲑ Parthenos. As Parthenos sounds masculine, I guess, but we say ⲑ Parthenos all the time.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right. See you guys next week. All right. Good to see y'all. Have a good one. Bye.